Right, Shalom. All praise and glory and honor goes to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Once again, it's Brother Zion. I'm coming from this book, Hebrewisms of West Africa. And I did a video yesterday, going into the history of the Ashanti. The Apostle Har, he went into the Ashanti and how they call the name of the Lord Yahweh, which goes back to Yahweh, and even another name that they use that they mention in this book, Yame, actually goes back to the name Yahweh. I did a video on that yesterday. Now, what I want to go into today is pertaining to this image here, which the history on it. I'll just read the caption. It says Ashanti ambassadors crossing the Pra. Okay. From a drawing by Sir Henry Newton Stanley. Okay. Shalak Marion Stanley. All right. Sir Henry Marion Stanley. Now, from the image you can see here, which brothers have seen this image over the years, meaning the truth. As you can see here, one of the Ashanti ambassadors is wearing a breastplate on his chest. Okay, and he has a head wrap. Now, when you go into the history of the Levitical priests, all right, of the tribe of Levi, the priest, mainly the high priest, was required to wear a fine white mitre of fine linen, and the ephod and the breastplate was to be upon his chest, bearing the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this book, and I'm gonna just go into the breastplate, and just because this book, it goes into how the Ashanti basically they have this custom going back into West Africa, which proves that not all so-called Africans are from the tribe of Ham. Okay, there are a lot of Israelites still on the western coast of Africa until this day, which is all part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, how the Lord said that He would scatter us. And Deuteronomy 32 said He would scatter us in the corners. Okay, so I'm going to go into the breastplate from this book. Once again, Hebrewisms of West Africa, which the majority of slaves came from West Africa, which proves that the so-called blacks over here in America, we're not African. All right, we are Israelites that dwelt on the western coast of Africa, fleeing from the persecution that came upon Jerusalem during the time of 70 AD. And you can find that in the book of Babylon and Timbuktu. And I have that book as well, which I'm going to go into that, Lord willing, Yahweh Ratazah in the future. Okay? Because this history is, it needs to be brought out. A lot of it, coming into the truth the first couple of years, from 2007 onwards. I came in around 2009, and the apostles and even other Israelite groups were always bringing about the history in these different books. So the Spirit is bringing this out again. At least I know I am, to edify the elect. So this is under the breastplate on page 81, where it says the supreme being of the Ashanti. So now it says the breastplate. It says, but before leaving this subject, we must refer to what may well be regarded as a possible vestige of the office of the Jewish or Israelite high priest to be found among the Ashanti. So a lot of the people of the Ashanti are actually Levites, because the high priest office was only given to the tribe of Levi. When you go into the history in the Bible. So it says, Ellis relates how in 1881, when messengers came to Mr. Griffith, the lieutenant governor of the Gold Coast, while relations between the Ashanti and the British were strained, all right, it says that, excuse me, make sure I'm reading this right. All right, okay, that official, apparently through ignorance of local customs, asked them how he was to know that they really came from the king of the Ashanti. They pointed to the gold plates on their breast as being the insignia of office. Okay? All right? It says, we have a remarkable sketch of this breastplate which appeared originally in the Illustrated London News and was reproduced without any acknowledgement by Sir Henry M. Stanley in his volume entitled Kumasi and Magdala. It is inscribed Ashanti ambassadors crossing the Prague, and that would be this image here. Okay? Which you can see, like I said, the ambassador in the middle. He has the mitri, the head wrap around his head, and he has the breastplate. Now the breastplate won't allow me to focus. There we go. The breastplate has 12 pieces, 12 parts to it, which represent the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? So going back, it says the breastplate on the central figure, the herald, Osine, which, herald means somebody that cries out, like a messenger, who was called by Stanley the town crier, is strikingly similar to the breastplate of the high priest among the ancient Hebrews, even to its division into 12 parts. Okay? Now we go into scriptures in the law. It says that there were to be, I believe, 4 rows of 3. And you can see on the image, all right, there's 4 rows of 3. All right, going across, and then 3 rows of 4 going across, which is how the breastplate was to be divided up. Okay. So it says the headdress, which we call the mitri, all right, of the herald too, with its gold disc in front, satisfies the description of the misnafet as given in the Jewish encyclopedia. Is really in the scriptures. A tiara, or perhaps a peculiarly wound turban with a peak, the front of which bore a gold plate with the inscription "Holding unto Yahweh," which it does. Or it would be I believe Yahweh, right? It would be Yahweh Kodash on the front. Now it says, at first glance, this would appear to be unquestionably a vestige of the high priest of the Hebrews. And that's the main point. So when you go into the scriptures, it talks about that. Okay, it talks about the high priest wearing the breastplate and the fine mitri. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Bible, and I'm gonna get the the scriptures pertaining to this image, and what the Ashanti was wearing and what the Levitical priests were to wear. All right. Now this is in the scriptures. This is the book of Exodus, the 28th chapter. All right, now this is going to be the law on the garments that the Ashanti ambassadors were wearing. So this is Exodus 28:1. And take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. Okay, so this is going into what the garments that the priests were having to wear. So I'm gonna jump down to I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, "And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate and an ephod, and a robe, and a broidered coat, a mitre, and a girdle. And they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. Okay. So I'm gonna jump down to the, let's see, the actual breastplate. Okay. Let me jump down here. It says, and thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, engrave on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold, and that was to go on the ephod, upon the shoulders of the high priest. Now, and this is basically the whole chapter of Exodus 28. Now I'm gonna jump down to 15. It says, and thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work, after the work of the ephod. All right. Now this is what the priest was wearing. You can see he was wearing the breastplate upon his chest. All right. It says, thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. Okay. Now it goes into the stones. It says, and the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall they be, according to the 12 tribes. Okay, and that's going into the breastplate. So let me jump up. Verse 16 says, 4 squared shall be, being double. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. Okay, so when you go into the image, you see what? 4 rows of stones. All right, so this is just the history on the breastplate. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.